Hey guys, welcome to Shapr3D. So a user asked how to draw a wire rope thimble, and I'm going to show you something similar but a little bit different just because I want you to know how to also make the loop when necessary. And we're going to start off by making circles, each 10 millimeters, because it's not a huge part. And once we finish those 10, we can go ahead and sketch a couple lines, which we will then lock into place with the tangent. But in this case, we're going to lock into place, and we didn't yet lock the dimensions, and you should. I'll show you why in a second. But we make those lines, doesn't matter where, and then once you tangent, as you can see, the circle goes and gets bigger. So we have to lock the dimensions into place as well. And then once we do that, then we can go ahead and tangent those without issues. Another thing when you're doing tangent is you have to make sure that you do them in order, because if you see here, I click it and it goes on the other side and they want. So we undo, we click that one first, and then we do the top one. That way it goes to the right place. And then we just repeat the same process for the other side, and we have a shape we can work with. And there is another way you can do this using a spline. However, when you use splines, as you know, you don't really get to see the dimensions the same way, and also it loops like that. So let it go and then go down all the way. But as you can see, the dimensions are there. So I like to be more accurate. I use specific shapes so that I can go back and edit those. They're much easier to edit than splines. And shapes extruded from splines are also harder to deal with. So we have that. And well, we can use the offset. We kind of need to get rid of those circles first. So let's go ahead and trim those as well. And now we can go ahead and offset that shape however much we want, and we'll have an exact dimension. Okay, so in this case, 5 millimeters is fine. We're going to go ahead and extrude that through. And now we can start working on our inner loop. So in this case, what I like to do is go ahead and draw in that section, use it as a plane, and then we have our circle here, and we can offset that, and make sure you can use the single instead of loop so that you don't have to, offset the shape, because it counts the 3D part as a sketch when you're doing the offset. So just FYI. Next, what we can do is revolve it kind of sideways, and we can move it over just a little bit as far as you need it. So we're just going to play around here just so I'm showing you how to do it, because what we're going to do is sweep this. And one thing I forgot to do is draw the line across, because we don't need the whole shape swept, we just need half of it. So we have that. And then I also want to kind of do the fillets right away, because if we wait till later, it's going to be like it's going to be a separate part if we sweep this. So then we'll have to kind of combine the pieces into each other. But if we do the fillet right away, it kind of helps us to have no issues later, because it's going to have a part that contacts the other part, and we can do that. And typically I don't do this, but in this case I do, just because I can have that contact piece. And so once we establish that, we need to draw a couple more lines and lock everything into place so it doesn't move, because we're going to do the same thing with the tangent. And we're going to leave that one dimension unlocked because we want it to be moving. And once we have those tangents in place, we can move the circle as we want. And then we're going to go ahead and pick the size that works. So in this case, that's too small. Let's do 2.5 just to make it perfect. And then what we're going to do now is draw a line in the center. And we don't need to lock that one, but we just need to mirror that circle over, and then draw another additional line there so that we can use that as our fillet. And now we simply select the sweep tool, and we select the pieces we want to sweep with the fillets included, and we're going to just use that inner line there and follow it through all the way. And as you can see, this is a piece of cake. We just have to follow it through and sometimes move it around so you can see it, but we've finished our inner side. And the positive thing about sweeping stuff like this is that it's basically already shelled inside. So now we just move it into place, and then we can go ahead and mirror our other piece over. It doesn't really matter where, because we can move it in place again. So I select it, mirror it over on there, and then move it back as far as needed. And then after we have our piece in place, we can union them to make them as one piece. And I actually don't like how thick this is, so I'm going to shrink it. And there's multiple ways of doing that as well. You can either choose the one side and go and shrink it, either write your dimension or move it, or you could just select both sides and then use the arrow to move them inside, and that kind of works on both sides at the same time. So it's kind of easier to get an overall dimension. So this is basically it. What's left is you can go ahead and fill it this as needed. I'm not going to show that because you guys already know how to do that. But hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, let me know below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Here at Shapr3D, our goal is to inspire and empower you to create your own amazing projects. Please support our work so that we can keep doing it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to see more.